Welcome to tutorial 10 on interpreting statistics. Today, we're taking a deeper look at the statistics panel in MultilingProfiler. Up till now, we've focused mainly on global coverage. That's the top line number, showing you how much of a text is covered by your chosen word list. But we haven't yet explored how that coverage breaks down, or how the words in your text group together depending on whether you're counting flemmas, word families, or partial units. This tutorial will walk you through the full stats breakdown, including word level statistics, flemma and word family groups, and the type token ratio, which tells you how varied your vocabulary is. If terms like flemma and word family are new to you, we recommend watching tutorials 4 and 5 before diving into this one. So we can see clearly where the figures on the statistics panel come from. Let's start small with a very short German text of just 10 words. Ich esse gern Spaghetti. Am Donnerstag habe ich Spaghetti gegessen. I like eating spaghetti. On Thursday, I ate spaghetti. Since it's a straightforward beginner's sentence, we'll profile it using the 1000 word band and watch what happens to the numbers. There are 3 tables in the panel. You already know the first one well, the global coverage table. It shows 10 words in total and 70% coverage, because 7 out of the 10 words are in the 1000 band. If we turn on the include cognates feature, which flags spaghetti as a word that English speakers are likely to know, the coverage increases to 90%. Then, if we manually add Donnerstag, Thursday, to the extended list, perhaps because learners have studied the days of the week, coverage increases again to 100%. Global coverage adds everything together: items on the frequency list, manual additions, and recognizable cognates. But it doesn't show where that coverage is coming from, which is important if you want to keep track of how often you're relying on cognates, for example, or on topic-related vocabulary that you might have added to the extended list yourself. If we scroll down a little bit, we'll see the word statistics table, which gives us this more detailed information. Let's profile the text again and watch what happens in both tables. Before we turn on any additional features, both tables show 70%, the global coverage table and the words from your chosen list row of the word statistics table. Just like the global coverage table, this table counts each word individually, even if it's repeated. Spaghetti appears twice, so it's counted twice. When I click Include Cognates, the global coverage rises to 90%, but in the word statistics table, the words from your chosen list figure stays at 70%. The 20% increase appears instead next to total cognates from outside your chosen list. Then, when we add Donnerstag to the extended list, the same thing happens. Global coverage changes from 90% to 100%, but in the word statistics table, the additional 10% is shown in a separate row next to words from your extended list. This breakdown helps you track exactly what the coverage is based on, whether it comes from the core list, or from recognizable cognates, or from teacher-added words on the extended list. The word statistics table does include a cumulative total words from all lists, in this row here, which you'll notice has been increasing each time we've added something to the coverage. At the moment, that figure is identical to the global coverage figure. The only time these two numbers don't match is when we add multi-word units to the extended list. For example, if I take am Donnerstag, on Thursday, as a multi-word unit and add it to the extended list, the global coverage figure goes up, because this chunk is now counted as known vocabulary. However, the word statistics figures stay exactly the same, because the word statistics table always counts individual words, and never phrases. That could be a useful distinction when students recognize a chunk, like am Donnerstag, but maybe haven't seen Donnerstag as a single word item yet. This table keeps track of that. At the end of the table, you'll find one more figure, the type token ratio, or TTR. This one isn't a measure of coverage, so the last column's blank. TTR measures vocabulary variety, so how many different words are in the text. In our 10-word mini-text, we've got 8 unique words and 2 repeated words, ich and spaghetti. To calculate the type token ratio, we divide the total number of unique words, 8, by the total number of any kind of word, 10, giving us 0.8. The closer the number is to 1, the more varied the vocabulary in your text. If you want a higher TTR, you can swap out the repeated words. For example, here, we could switch out the second spaghetti for pasta, for example. Now you've got more variety in the text and a higher TTR. A higher TTR can be great for advanced learners, but for beginners, a lower TTR is often more useful. It can indicate repetition of key words, for example. Now let's scroll down again and look at the word group statistics figure. This table isn't about coverage at all. Instead, it shows how your words group together, based on the words counting unit you've selected. Currently, we're grouping words into Flemmas, which means we're grouping together inflected forms, like ist and war, from sein to be, but not derived words, like gesund and ungesund, healthy and unhealthy. The table tells us that the 10 words in our mini-text group together into 7 Flemmas. That means that 3 of the words in the text must be grouped together with at least one other word. So let's check that. We already noticed that ich and spaghetti appear twice each. Those both count as a single Flemma, so we've got 2 so far. Esse, eat, and its past participle gegessen, ate, are inflected forms of the same verb, so that's another Flemma, 3. The remaining words, gern, am, Donnerstag, and habe, all appear just once each, so that's 4 more Flemmas. So that adds up. 7 total Flemmas, of which 5 are on the 1000 list, so 71.4%. If we add spaghetti to the extended list, 6 out of 7 Flemmas, or 85.7%, are now on some kind of list. The table shows how these are divided between the core frequency list and any additions you've made. Here, the core frequency list covers 5 Flemmas, 71.4%, and the extended list covers 1, 14.3%. Now let's expand the example with another sentence. Mein Lieblingsessen ist nicht ungesund, aber Salat wäre gesünder gewesen. My favourite meal isn't unhealthy, but salad would have been healthier. Now the text is 20 words long. We'll switch to the 2000 band, stick with Flemmas for now, and add spaghetti and Lieblingsessen to the extended list. Maybe the new students know how to say their favourite food, even if Lieblingsessen is not on the core frequency list. To quickly recap what the word statistics table shows, 20 individual words, 18 words on some kind of list, 15 words on the frequency list, and 3 words on the extended list, combining to cover 90% of the text. The word group statistics table tells us that those 20 words group into 15 Flemmas, 11 of which are on the frequency list, and 2 of which are on the extended list. Now let's try changing a few settings and see what happens. First, we'll use the Remove Inflected Forms feature to exclude complex grammatical forms that the learners may not know yet. For example, wäre, the subjunctive form of sein, now turns orange and is excluded. The overall coverage drops, of course, but the number of word groups increases, rising from 15 Flemmas to 16. That's because wäre, which before was grouped with other inflected forms of the verb sein, ist, and gewesen, is now treated as its own item. It's basically been kicked out of that Flemma, and it's gone to form a new group. Now let's change the unit of analysis to word families using the Add Derived Forms feature. Doing this assumes that learners can recognize some prefixes and suffixes. For example, the un prefix, which means not. The derived word ungesund, unhealthy, now gets grouped together with gesünder, which means healthier, and it goes black. So the coverage increases slightly, but this time the group count drops by 1, because those two words now form a single family instead of being two separate flemmas. Finally, you can manually tell MultilingProfiler which words belong together using the extended list. For example, if learners understand that Lieblingsessen, favourite meal, relates to the verb essen, to eat, you can link those by typing essen, Lieblingsessen, to add Lieblingsessen to the head word essen. Doing this doesn't affect coverage, because Lieblingsessen was already on the extended list, but it does affect the word group count, because the profiler now treats these two words as a single family. You can also do this for completely new word groups that don't already have a family member on the core list. For example, if we add Salate, salad, the plural of Salat, to the text, the group count goes up by 1. But if we then go ahead and group Salate with Salat as the head word in the same way, it goes back down again. This is a helpful trick when you're working with compounds, plural forms, or derivatives that students are likely to recognise, even if they're not on the core list. To learn more about coverage, word counting units, and lexical diversity, including how it affects comprehension, check the links below for short summaries in the OASIS database. In our next tutorial, we'll be applying these ideas to a longer classroom-style text, and using the Download Stats feature to explore a word-by-word breakdown of your profile.